I'll give you a little bit of a background on our company. It's called Haddy, and we have been partnered with CEAD now for 2.5 years, and so we're going to talk about what we're building. Okay, so we're using large format 3D printing robotics in order to be able to go after this industry, and this industry is the furniture industry. 18 months ago, we set up this CEAD FlexBot, and it was printing build beds like this. So effectively between 10 and 15 pieces of furniture at once, of different sizes and different shapes in one material to deliver to customers. And so what this really means is it means that we've been able to delight people in the furniture industry, which is a pretty slow industry. So the furniture and furnishings industry worldwide is a $700 billion industry, which is made up of all of the things, some of which you see at the show here, and others of which are all around us and we don't really notice. So in homes and in commercial, these are the places where the supply chain has been slow, and it has been fragile, and it has been unresponsive. So as the social media generation has taken off and changed the apparel industry, the furnishing industry has been slow behind it. And using large format additive to be able to give a response to that is what we're after. When we speak to people in the market, we talk about doing things cheaper, faster, better, and no inventory. Along with that is the requirement that it is fully sustainable and circular. And that's one of the ways that you get to cheaper, faster, better, and no inventory. So not only do we start with recycled material, but we make it closed loop in our microfactories so that it is possible to recycle the products that come back. So we use fast commercial robots. We use a robot that's similar to this. We sell to enterprises only. So we sell to retailers on the left, and we sell to architects and developers on the right. And I cannot emphasize enough that there is so many optimized tries at making something. What we have learned over the last 18 months is how to put it into production where you can do reliable production for customers in this industry. And it's an exciting thing to be partnered with CEAD on, because starting with the proper machine process automation, where you have the reliability of the robots and then you have the reliability of the process, allows you to be able to deliver a reliable product to customers. So if we look on this, we're talking about doing everything from the living room to the, what I would say is more like the decorative living room, to industrial and commercial spaces, to office groups. And this comes from the latest office that we've just installed, where we did well over 200 pieces of furniture and executed it in less than a month and really changed the face of an office group. And I'll share with you this vignette. We finished that office 2 weeks ago. And just yesterday, in walking out of the office, they got the go-ahead to expand for another 50% of their office, and they're just plugging in the digital file with us, and we're going to replicate more furniture for them. So it's an example of how additive can allow you to be flexible with customers on the commercial side. Many people have questions about the kind of materials that we use. Vetting the supply chain is one of the things that's really grown here at Formnext. So fused granular fabrication, which is what we're using with the CEAD FlexBot, is one that has the advantage of being able to use biomaterials and being able to use technical materials. If anybody is in the material supply chain, you'll know that we don't mix the two. So we don't spend time putting biomaterials with technical materials or the other way around, because we want the biocompostable materials to go back to the earth, and we want to sell that to customers as an advantage. It's typically a little more expensive, 30% whatnot, in order to be able for them to buy into that supply chain, but it's meaningful to them. So biocomposites that are half technical are things we don't traffic in at this stage, and I don't think we really ever will. For the technical material, being able to recycle in-house is always also something that's been powered by CEAD as our partner. So it is axiomatic, or it is critical for us to be able to track every single piece of furniture down to an RFID tag, a serialized number. That means that all of our retail customers and all of our commercial customers can give the furniture back to us for a discount on material, and that is where we go with our circularized technical materials. So more on that if you want to talk offline. And this is really the biggest announcement. So our fully funded microfactory expansion is going into production in the next 2 weeks. So we're turning on power today for the first time. We have 8 huge CEAD flex bots with G40 extruders and an amazing team that has come in to install them. There's nothing quite like learning how to operationalize a technology, and where we've gone from 2 small cells that have been pedestal mounted to now 8 12-meter systems. It really allows you to be able to work for customers in a way where you can give them the bulk that they want, and where they don't have to commit to inventory until they really need it or they really want it, back to the beginning. So if you have questions on it, what I could say is that I don't think we could pack more robots into a room. You can see from the picture that's over here that those number of cells are almost the maximum number of usage for what you can put in there. It's been carefully designed to allow us to be flexible to make many different kinds, lots of small things, a few really big things, but it is a super productive area. Power distribution, material distribution, some of the things that we've worked with the CEAD team to really take additive manufacturing at large scale to the next level, not just in size, but again in reliability, is really what the focus of what this microfactory is. For us, this represents the copy exact method of what we will put all over the world. So microfactory production is really meant to be regional. It's not meant to be in the state of Florida, where many people have never been and may never go. But what we want to make sure is we want to be able to provide an opportunity to deliver within an 8-hour drive everywhere in the world. To do that, you need to bet on a system that's reliable, and you need to bet on a system that's capable of delivering data the same way every time. And this is the copy exact method. What you see over here too is the CEAD material processing system that we've embodied in our microfactory. And then what you don't see is the experience center down at the end, which is using generative AI to be able to display everything that's going to be made. So if you're a customer and you imagine a new building at a time of year from a specific view, you'll have the ability to be able to see your furniture and furnishings in the environment in which you will use them. One of the great things about polymer is it is recyclable on site, and so if you are making errors as you deliver, the concept of a scrap rate at the beginning while you learn is lower. So we don't mind so much a failed print like you would see on the left, because it gets you to a successful print like what you would see on the right. And if there's anything that I could leave behind in what we're doing is failure doesn't just mean blobs and strings when you're making something. Failure to a customer also means when the color changes at the bottom. It also means when the shape isn't exactly what they expected to get. And I think if the additive industry, especially in large-scale polymer, can do a lot to come along between this year and next, it's being able to deliver reliable products every time when you come out of the factory floor. And that's really what you're seeing in the data effect that we are delivering here as part of our factory. So in summary, last year we talked about building the first full microfactory, and today it is opening up. Thanks to our partners at CEAD, thanks to many of our other partners on the software and materials side, being able to professionalize a downstream application in this industry is an absolute dream come true. And next year we'll be able to talk about some of the amazing things that we've built out of that factory. Some of those customers are with us today and tomorrow here at Formnext. And I think my final comment that I would say is this show worldwide has been a place not only to look at the additive industry or the subtractive industry, but a place where now customers are thinking more about what they can do in the future. And so I have a great deal of hope for what manufacturing worldwide is going to do. The software industry has had an enormous run, and CES has had a really big boost as a show in the last 5 years, coming out of the roots of Comdex. Formnext is really where it's at. And so as a non-paid announcement for what's happening in the future, whether it's in space, whether it's in the sky, whether it's on the earth, or whether it's under the sea, this is a place where a lot of the future is being manufactured. And so thank you for coming and listening to one place where that's happening. Pleasure.